Om Bhurбhuvassuham Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yonah Prachodayantam.
Sai Ram, everyone. So we continue our satsangs on the most interesting, the most sweet topic, which is our beloved Swami, Sri Sathya Sai Baba. And as usually, I'm sharing with my personal memories, stories. Actually, most of them you can read in my 3 books, which I published recently, and they are in a free domain, so free download. Welcome to download it for free and read. But anyway, some of that stories I just share on videos with some maybe more details. Let's speak today about a very interesting person whose name was Swami Maheshwarananda. And this is actually, I can say, great devotee of Sathya Sai Baba, great devotee of our beloved Swami. And actually, this Swami Maheshwarananda, who at the moment, of course, passed away, because he is author of very famous book, and that book is, the title is Sathya Sai Baba and Narayana Guha Ashram. Well, if you know this book, then you know what I mean actually, and if you don't know yet this book, for sure you have to purchase and read it and reread it even, because it's a wonderful, extremely powerful, very small actually book about mysterious fact, mysterious event, when in the middle of 80s Sathya Sai Baba established actually a cave ashram in Himalayas, and the name of this ashram is exactly Guha Ashram. Guha means cave, but literal translation, Guha means cave. We have any kind of mountains, for example Himalayas in India, and so any cave is Guha. But symbolic, esoteric meaning of this term actually very deep, because cave is, philosophically speaking, is not just physical cave somewhere in the mountains, but cave of our spiritual heart. If you read some ancient scriptures, including scriptures written by Adi Shankaracharya, ancient Indian sage, Vedic sage, so he sometimes can describe a spiritual heart as kind of cave. So it means, the name of this ashram by itself is very interesting. So it's like cave, but cave not, I believe, physical one, but some spiritual cave. Well, let's come back to the Maheshwarananda and his story. I came to Puttaparthi, Prashanti Nilayam Ashram in the beginning of 90s, and so happened that more or less immediately I came across this amazing book. And when I just read it, it was a huge experience for me, and in the very beginning it was even difficult to believe that such amazing things may happen just right now. I mean to say, if something wonderful, amazing happened centuries and centuries back, for us modern Westerners, easy to believe, easy to trust. But suppose if somebody can say, like, come on, just a few years ago, Sathya Sai established, cave ashram in Himalayas, oh my God. such an amazing event, difficult to believe that it may happen, but still it's a fact. And the author of this book, Swami Maheshwarananda, nice, and it's pretty fast I came to know that this Swami Maheshwarananda, actually at that moment, let me repeat, I'm telling you about beginning of 90s, he was staying in Puttaparthi Ashram. That was huge information for me, but how to find him? And later on, some friends, they just point to some old monk, old traditional, Hindu monk, and people told me, okay, this person is Swami Maheshwarananda himself. And people also helped me to locate his room, his house in the ashram, which was at that moment very near to the main gate, or we call it Ganesha gate. Well, I remember how I came to his small room actually for the first time. And what was amazing about Swami Maheshwarananda, that actually he wrote and published his book something like end of 80s, okay? And this book, Sathya Sai Baba and Narayana Guha became very famous pretty fast. And because book became very famous among devotees, naturally Swami Maheshwarananda himself became also very famous. And that was not at all part of his plan, because he was monk, he was meditation practitioner, and he was not interested in any kind of publicity. So it means, sometimes people dream to become famous and that they don't know how to become one. But Swami Maheshwarananda actually, his plan was just an opposite, not to become famous, but he became famous. And that's the reason why when some visitors in the ashram still were trying to, penetrate his seclusion, he was really not supporting that. And when I came to his room, he was very polite, but he was obviously indicating that he is not interested, in like any kind of communication. And he politely told me, okay, you can come tomorrow. Yeah, just point certain time, gave me appointment. And I immediately understood that Swami Maheshwarananda hoped that I'll not come. But I came. Next day I came to his room, and so he asked me what actually the reason for my visit. And of course I told him that I read his great book, which is Sathya Sai Baba and Narayana Guha, and I introduced myself as the Kriya Yoga practitioner, Bija Mantra practitioner. At that time already I was just practicing all that. And that was beginning of 90s, just the first Russians came into the Puttaparthi Ashram, and who knows, maybe he was happy to meet some Russian person, Russian yoga practitioner. Maybe he was really happy that I'm learning Kriya Yoga meditation, the Bija Mantra and Sanskrit. Anyway, he let me to visit him anytime I wish. And of course, I started to visit him pretty often. Well, actually, Swami Maheshwarananda was born in the North India and spent years in Himalayas. He was initiated into traditional Hindu monkhood, Shankaracharya order, and actually in the middle of 70s, as he himself told me, he came to know about Sathya Sai Baba, and Swami Maheshwarananda told me that 1978 he came to Puttaparthi Sathya Sai Baba Ashram for the first time, and that was a crucial moment for him, because he immediately understood, Oh my God, that's the point. Because he immediately understood through his clear voice, through his intuition, that Sathya Sai is not just great sage, great saint, great person, but the divine incarnation. So, and he first time, as far as I know, he spent just maybe 1 or 2 months in Puttaparthi. Then he came back to Puttaparthi, and he asked permission, Swami's permission, to stay there permanently. And Sathya Sai gave Swami Maheshwarananda permission to stay in the Puttaparthi ashram permanently. So that's how I met him later on in 90s. Well, actually, I think that in my future videos I'll tell you some more and more stories about Swami Maheshwarananda himself and this mysterious Himalayan masters and Himalayan cave ashram. And now, in the end of this video, I just wish to advise you, if you already know this book, please reread it. If you don't know this book, just read it, because it's going to be for sure breakthrough experience for you, because it's an amazing book. Let me repeat the title, Sathya Sai Baba and Naranarayana Guha Ashram. It's an amazing story about how Swami established this ashram in the beginning of 80s, and how he sent them, first of all, 11 disciples, 11 devotees. Then later on some more people joined this ashram, and all the spiritual and mysterious, mystical events which took place there, at least in 80s, you can come to know if you read this wonderful book. So, Saram all of you. See you next time.
Om Bhurбhuvassuvam Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayantam